Right, sir. Hachaanakah. Hey, Shalom, Israel. I'm priest and officer of 1,000 Officer of War. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Philadelphia Feast of Dedication Celebration. As always, we like to begin the class by saluting all the men of Israel, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat, and salute all the sisters, all the Akwatian, Yahweh Shema Alata Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. The I.S.U.P.K. was started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. And since 1969, the I.S.U.P.K. has been bringing out the truth of the Holy Bible that so-called Black, so-called Latinos, and Native Indian, First Nation men, women, and children are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You understand? And we'd like to thank all the brothers and sisters that's come today. We got a lot of food for y'all to eat. You understand? I was there slaving over that smoker, smoking that chicken, that jerk chicken, and my rib was in the kitchen as well. And I like to say Tawada to all the brothers that donated to the cause, all the sisters that helped to donate to the cause. As you know, we coming into these last days, into these wicked holiday season, but the Lord also has his righteous holidays. And this is the Feast of Dedication, where we dedicated the temple back to the Most High, right? So we're going to go into the history and read the history of how this holiday came to fruition. So we're going to do a little bit of history, okay? So if I could, Jonathan, could you get me first Maccabees, the 3rd chapter, and start at verse 48, Baba Kasha. First Maccabees 3 and 48. It's going to the history, and you're going to find out something. The same thing that happened to our forefathers, we could see the evidence of it happening to us today. What's old is always new. You understand? Life goes in cycles. And you're going to read the history of what happened during the time of the Maccabees, and it's going to seem eerily similar to what's going on to our Israelite brothers and sisters, our Latino brothers and sisters. You got it, Jonathan? First Maccabees, the 3rd chapter, and the 48th verse. Let me know when you get it so we can start.
Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. Laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had taught to paint the likeness of their image.
Right? So laid hope in the book of the law. What's the book of the law? The Bible. And I'm sure a lot of y'all, if you were raised up in church, you seen those picture Bibles with pictures in it. Guess what? We all was raised in the church, and we all have Bibles. But those images in those Bibles don't look like any of us. It looked like our oppressors. So the scripture says this is what they did. Laid open the book of the law, and the heathen painted their image. Read on.
They brought also the priests' garments and the first fruits and the tithes,
right,
and the Nazarites. They stirred up who had accomplished their days.
Keep reading.
Then cried they with a loud voice towards heaven, saying, what shall we do with these? And whither shall we carry them away? For thy sanctuary is trodden down and profaned.
For the what?
For thy sanctuary is trodden down and profaned.
Read on. So they trodden down the sanctuary. There was a time in Israel when our oppressor, the Edomites, right, so-called white man, came and destroyed the temple. So we came and seen the temple destroyed. Read on.
And thy priests are in heaviness.
And brought heaviness, meaning they was in sorrow. We were mourning because of the state of the temple and our nation. Read on.
And brought low. And lo, the heathen are assembled together against us to destroy us. What things they imagine against us, thou knowest.
Read on.
How shall we be able to stand against them?
Officer Knock, is that mic on? Is it on? Okay. Continue.
How shall we be able to stand against them, except thou, O God, be our help?
So he said, how could we stand against these heathens unless our God be our help? The scripture also says, wisdom and knowledge still be the stability of our times. Meaning us in here, in the I.S.U.P.K., we know we have the Most High to rely on. Our people in the world, they're always going to try to what? Solve their problems themselves. They're going to get a second slavery or a third slavery. And we do all these things and we still can't make ends meet. Read on.
Then sounded they with trumpets and cried with a loud voice. And after this, Judas ordained captains over the people, even captains over thousands, and over hundreds, and over fifties,
Right.
and over tens.
Jump down to 57.
It's verse 57. So the camp removed and pitched upon the south side of Emmaus.
Read on.
And Judas said, arm yourselves and be vigilant men.
And be valiant men. Arm yourselves and be valiant men. Read on.
And see that ye be in readiness against the morning, that ye may fight with these nations.
That we may do what? Read that again.
That ye may fight with these nations.
These nations are not our friends. We always have to fight, but today that fight is not a physical fight. That fight today is a spiritual fight, fight of influence of the mind. You understand? Read on.
That are assembled together against us to destroy us and our sanctuary.
They were gathered together to destroy us. Where you at? Officer by. Can you give me Psalms 83, Baba Kashal? So it says they were assembled together against us to destroy us and our sanctuary, meaning our temple. You understand? Or our community, so to speak. Because the church is wherever the nation of Israel is gathered together. So it says these heathens, they plotted against us to destroy us. You got it off the side? You only got one mic? Oh, okay, no sweat.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not, this is David praying to the Most High God, and he said, keep not thou silent, O God. Read on.
Hold not thy peace,
And hold not thy peace. Read.
and be not still, O God. Verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy what?
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
I thought God loves everybody, but the scripture just said that the Most High God has enemies. Read on.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And the nations hate the Most High. And if they hate the Most High, guess what? They're going to hate the people of the Most High. Who's that? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Read on.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against our people. What are those crafty counsel? You heard, everybody heard of Charlie Kirk? Well, his organization is called Turning Points USA, right? And Turning Points USA, what is Turning Points? They want to turn back to the days of old when they had us in slavery, Officer Ibai. That's what Turning Points mean, Officer Not. They want to turn the clock back. And that's why Charlie Kirk was going around to colleges to stir up the young Edomites, saying that what? Blacks make up 13% of the population and we commit 80% of the crime. Now, does anybody believe that stat? That is an absolute lie. We've been in this country, right, for over 400 years. And they've been saying the same statistic since we've been here. We're 13% of the population. We're 13% of the population. If the scripture says that we are as the sand of the sea, how could we be 13% of the population overside by? We got to realize that we got to shut down I'm white and I say so. That's what it is. All their talking points are not backed up by any facts. They just talking. Continue, Officer Ibai.
Yeah. Yes.
Verse 59. Continuing Psalm
Yes.
83.
This is Psalms 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
And they consulted against us. Why are we hidden? Because we don't know our identity. We are a lost people. We are a nation within a nation, and we don't know our identity. So our identity has been hidden from us. But the Lord, having mercy on his people, he brought the truth back to us in 1969 through the I.S.U.P.K. You could drop that for side by. You want to take back up First Maccabees 3 and start at verse 59. So now to set the stage, the nations was plotting against us. So now we're going to see what happened with this plot. Finishing 59.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 59. For it is better for us to die in battle than to behold the calamities of our people and our sanctuary.
So that's how our forefathers was. They rather die than to live in servitude to our enemies. So they went to war with our enemies. Read on.
Nevertheless, as the will of God is in heaven, let him do.
So let him go. You understand? Meaning they're saying, we're going to fight against these nations and we're going to trust in the Most High. And that's what we need to do in these last days. In 2025, even though we look bleak, we see ICE agents in our neighborhoods. They deporting our Latino brothers and sisters. They deporting our Benjamite brothers and sisters. You understand? They deporting our Levite brothers and sisters. We still got to trust in the Lord and trust in the words of the scripture that the Lord's prophecy are going to come to pass. Jump to First Maccabees, the 4th chapter.
This is the First Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 1. Then took Georgius 5,000 footmen and 1,000 of the best horsemen, and removed.
So Gorgias was the enemy of the nation of Israel. So he took how many men?
5,000 footmen and 5,000 of the best horsemen.
So he had 10,000 men, 5,000 on foot and 5,000 on horses. Read on.
And removed out of the camp by night.
So they went to war at nighttime. Read on.
To the end he might rush upon the camp of the Jews.
That he might do what?
Rush in upon the camp of the Jews.
So he's trying to be sneaky. You understand? They came at night. Do y'all know what time the ICE agents raided Chicago? Or was it not? Do you know what time the ICE agents came to Chicago? At night. Brother said it was 2 o'clock in the morning that the ICE agents ran up in Chicago. And we're reading in the history that these Edomites sent 10,000 men to come against us. When? At night. Read on.
And smite them suddenly. And the men of the fortress were his guides. Now when Judas heard thereof, he himself removed, and the valiant men with him, that he might
men with him, meaning men of war. Read on.
That he might smite the king's army, which was at Emmaus. While as ye the forces were dispersed from the camp, in the mean season came Gorgias by night into the camp of Judas.
That Judas is Judas Maccabeus, because there's a lot of brothers that have the same name. You have the Judas during the time of Christ, but this was Judas Maccabeus. Read on.
And when he found no man there, he sought them in the mountains. For said he, these fellows flee from us.
So, but Judas was a clever warrior, right? So they came by night to destroy us. And when they went to where they thought we would be at, they found our tents empty. Keep reading.
But as soon as it was day, Judas shewed himself the plain with 3,000 men, who nevertheless had neither armor nor swords to their minds.
So now check this out. He had 10,000 men, 5,000 on horses, 5,000 on foot. You want it then, right? How many men did Judas have? 3,000. So they were outnumbered by 7,000, right? Keep reading.
And they saw the camp of the heathen, that it was strong and well harnessed, and compassed round about with horsemen. And these were expert of war.
Now, bring it up to today. What do our people see? We look on the internet, right? And we see those videos of the oppressor. He's in the woods. He got his M16, right? Hachaanakah, right? They're hunting, and they be on social media saying, if the race war start, we slaughter you. And a lot of people think that if the race war start, our oppressor has an advantage because they trust in guns. But keep reading.
Then said Judas to the men that were with him, fear ye not their multitude, neither be ye afraid of their assault.
So when we seen the size of their army, we got afraid. But Judas, as the leader, says, don't be afraid of them. Do not be afraid of them. What do we say here in the I.S.U.P.K? Trust in the Most High. That's what we trust in. People say, man, all you guys do is talk. Y'all on those street corners, y'all been talking since 1969. But guess what? When you turn on the evening news, you see the prophecies of this Bible being fulfilled. Keep reading.
Remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea.
How our fathers was what?
Delivered in the Red Sea.
Read on.
When Pharaoh pursued them with an army. Now therefore let us.
Now he remind them of their history. That's what this day is about. The Feast of Dedication. We're reading about the history of how we overcame our enemies. You understand? Hold on a second. Get me this precept, oversight body, if you could. Jeremiah 6:16. That's why I hold like Jonathan. It's close to the mic, so it's gonna pick up his voice. Jeremiah 6:16. Babu Kasha.
This is the book of Jeremiah 6, verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the way, and seek and ask for the old path.
And ask for the old path, the old traditions, the law, and our history. That's what Judas was reminding them of in the precept that Jonathan just read. You understand? He was saying, don't be afraid of them. Remember how the Most High delivered the children of Israel during the time of the Exodus, and he delivered us through the Red Sea. So we have evidence in our history to prove that we will overcome. Okay, go ahead, Jonathan. You could drive the other side by. So that's what Judas was doing. He was reminding them of the history.
It's verse 10. Now therefore let us cry unto heaven, if peradventure the Lord will have mercy upon us.
Let us cry unto heaven, peradventure the Lord will do what?
Will have mercy upon us, and remember the covenant of our fathers, and destroy the host before our face this day.
Right. So if you read in Exodus, the 12th chapter, it says the cries of the children of Israel went up to the Most High, and he heard our cries. Guess what? Just like in the time of Judas, the same thing is happening. He is reminding them that history repeats itself. Guess what? In 2025, we hear the same thing, the cries of the children of Israel. We hear the tribe of Levi crying. We hear the tribe of Benjamin crying. You understand? We have our Latino brothers crying. Now check this out. The oppressor is killing or unaliving fishermen in Venezuela, right? And they saying that these are narco terrorists. But when they had that oil tanker, why did they use the same method? Why didn't they drop a bomb on the tanker overside by? So you mean to tell me that they're transporting large amount of narcotics in a fishing boat, but this big giant ship, they're just going to board it? Show you that the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of, because it's not about drugs, it's about oil and gobbling up all the wealth of the earth. Continue one thing.
That so all the heathen may know that there is one who delivereth and saveth Israel. Then the strangers lifted up their eyes and saw them coming over against them. Wherefore they went out of the camp to battle, but they were with Judas, sounded their trumpets.
Right? So just like the time of memorial blowing of trumpets, Israel always had trumpets to do what? Send signals to warn us of anything that was happening with the nation. If we was going to war, if there was, an alert to becoming inclement weather, whatever situation that happened, we use the shofar, right? Or a trumpet to blow, to send out a signal. Continue one thing.
So they joined battle, and the heathen began discomfort. And the heathen being discomfited fled into the plain.
So now remember, this was 3,000 men with Judas, and the enemy had 10,000 men. And it said what? They did what to them?
And they
Discomfited.
And the heathen, being discomfited, fled into the plain.
That's how ill our people is. 3,000 men sent 10,000 men to flee. Keep reading.
Howbeit, all the hindmost of them were slain with the sword.
So now we engaged them in battle. 3,000 men with Judas and 10,000 heathen. And it said we discomfited them, and then they started to flee. And then the ones in the back, they were getting cut off. Continue one thing.
For they pursued them unto Gezerah and unto the plains of Idumea and Azotus and Jamina, so that there were slain of them upon 3,000 men.
So now remember, they started out with 10,000. Out of that 10,000, Judas and his men slew or unalive 3,000. So now their numbers went from 10 to 7, but they were still outnumbered. Because remember, it's 3,000 men against 10,000. Now it's 3,000 against 7,000. Continue your one thing.
This done, Judas returned again with his host from pursuing them, and said to the people, be not greedy of the spoil, inasmuch as there is a battle before us.
So now they were fleeing. So being that they fled, what did they leave behind? They left behind everything that they had, their possessions. And guess what Judas had to tell them? This is how you know it's black people. He said, don't be greedy. Don't take everything. Because we still got to go to battle. Just take what you could carry. Read on, you one thing.
And Georgius and his hosts were here by us in the mountain. But stand ye now against our enemies and overcome them. And after this, ye may boldly take the spoils.
So Judas is reminding them, okay, we won this battle, but we didn't win the war. We won this battle, this particular fight, but we still got to go to war. So if you grab everything that they left behind, then when the next battle comes, how are you going to be able to fight? Because you there gobbling up everything. You understand? And it shows you as black people. What happened when we have we set the city on fire, Officer Knott? They call it what, a riot? What's the first thing black people do? You're getting into them stores. You understand? And we taking everything up. We're reading the same thing we did back then. Continue one thing.
As Judas was yet speaking these words, there appeared a part of them looking out of the mountain, who, when they perceived that the Jews had put their hosts to flight and were burning their tents, for the smoke that was seen declared what was done.
So now the enemies were seeing that the battle was over. They seen the smoke, so they saying, oh, these Israelites is putting in work. Read on.
When therefore they perceived these things, they were sore afraid, and seeing also the host of Judas in the plain ready to fight, they fled everyone to the land of strangers. Then Judas returned to spoil the tents, where they got much gold and silver and blue silk, and purple of the sea and great riches. After they went home and sung a song of thanksgiving.
You see that? So if you notice, a lot of themes you hear in the Bible, people read the Bible and they take it and they add it to a pagan holiday, Officer by. So the Feast of Dedication was a time of thanksgiving as well. Anybody know Kwanzaa? If you see Kwanzaa was a brother that was locked up. He took Hanukkah, the menorah from Hanukkah, and he tried to mix it with RBG, red, black, and green. Right, Officer Knock? Is that the color of Kwanzaa, red, black, and green? And they try to take first fruits and Hanukkah and mash it together into a man-made holiday. But we just read it in the law that the Feast of Dedication is a time of thanksgiving. Continue, Jonathan.
And praise the Lord in heaven, because it is good, because his mercy endureth forever.
What verse you in, Officer, Jonathan?
I'm at 25 now.
25? Okay. Keep going.
Thus Israel had a great deliverance that day.
So now we had a great deliverance during that particular battle. We spoiled the nations. We won that fight. 3,000 went up against 10,000. And we put them to flight. Continue.
Now all the strangers that had escaped came and told Lysias what had happened. Who, when
They
he
told who?
Lysias,
Lysias is the king that sent those men against Israel. So now they went back and told them, hey, listen, we lost the fight. The Israelites prevailed. Read on.
who, when he heard thereof, was confounded and discouraged, because neither such things as he would were done unto Israel, nor such things as the king commanded him were come to pass.
So what was his intention? His intention was to overthrow the nation of Israel, but he was what? Disappointed. Officer Knock, can you take up from the reading, Babu Shah? Where you left off, Jonathan?
Verse 28.
28.
Oh yeah, Maccabees 4 and 28. First Maccabees.
First Maccabees 4, 28.
First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 28. The next year, therefore, following Lysias, gathered together 70,000 choice men of foot and 5,000 horsemen, that he might subdue them.
So 3 score. A score is what? A score is 20. So 3 times 20 is what? 60,000 men, right? 65,000 men. Read on.
Verse 29. So they came into Idumea and pitched their tents at Bethsura, and Judas met them with 10,000 men.
So now Judas leveled up. He went from 3,000 to now he has what? 10,000. And the heathen went from 10,000 to 7,000. Go ahead.
Verse 30. And when he saw the mighty army, he prayed and said, Blessed art thou, O Savior of Israel, who didst quell the violence of mighty men by the hand of thy servant David, and givest the host of the strangers, and givest the host of strangers into the hands of Jonathan, the son of Saul, and his armor bearer. Verse
So
30.
he's reminding them of the history. He's saying, just like how we won that last battle, the Most High always does that for Israel, just like he did with Saul and Jonathan. Continue.
This is First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 31. Shut up this army in the hand of thy people Israel, and let them be confounded in their power and horsemen. Make them to be of no courage, and cause the boldness of their strength to fall away, and let them quake at their destruction.
So you're saying Judas is praying to God not for everybody to get along? Judas is praying that the courage of the enemy would what? Would fail. That they will be afraid anytime they see us. That's the prayer that we pray. We pray for the destruction of our enemies. You understand? David prayed those prayers. When you read the Psalms, there's a prayer David said, make a wicked man rule over him. Priest Karam. You understand? That's how you pray. You pray for the destruction of your enemies. You don't pray hand join in hand. Continue, Officer Knott.
We have First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 33. Cast them down with the sword of them that love thee, and let all those that know thy name praise thee with thanksgiving. So they joined the battle, and there were slain of the host of Lycia about 5,000 men. Even before them were they slain.
So now they came with 10,000. And now they have what? 5,000. So total, 8,000 men was destroyed by Judas. Continue.
Verse 35. Now when Lysias saw his army put to flight the manliness of Judas's soldiers, and how they were ready either to live or die violently, he went to Antiochia and gathered together a company of strangers, and having made his army greater than it was, he proposed to come into Judea.
Right. What verse are you in, Officer?
36.
Hold on. So I'm going to turn the class over to Precinct Officer of 5,000, Officer Mirage. Give him a hand.
I'm not sure with you.
may have to pass it over, man.
Okay, go ahead, Officer. Now continue.
All right. Verse 36. First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 36. Then said Judas and his brethren, behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up and cleanse and dedicate this sanctuary.
And do what?
And dedicate the sanctuary.
That's what we're doing. We dedicate in the sanctuary. That's why it's called the Feast of Dedication. We dedicate in the sanctuary back to the Most High by taking it out of the hands of our enemies. Continue. You want to add anything else?
Verse 37.
Huh?
First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 37. Upon this, all the hosts assembled themselves together and went up into the Mount Sion. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate and the altar profaned and the gates burned up and shrubs growing in the court and as in a forest, shrubs growing up in the court as in a forest or in one of the mountains, yea, the priests' chambers pulled down. They rent their clothes and made great lamentations and cast ashes upon their heads and fell down flat to the ground upon their faces and blew an alarm, with the trumpets and cried towards heaven.
So when they seen the state our people was in, they rented their clothes, threw ashes on their face, and fell on the floor. When you see a child does that, when you beat your child or you discipline them and they start crying and they just throw themselves on the floor over some hurrah, that's what we did as a people when we're seeing how the temple was left when our enemies came and destroyed it. Continue, Officer Knox.
This is verse 41. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary. So he chose the priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in law.
You understand? Listen what he just read. He chose priests with blameless reputations. You understand? And then guess what? While one set of brothers, Officer Murad, was building the sanctuary, another set of brothers was there going to war. That's exactly what we do here in ISUPK. As we at camp, teaching our people, bringing them back to the law, guess what? Right on the side, there's brothers feeding the home, feeding the less fortunate, feeding our brothers and sisters. So actually going to war is teaching. And at the same time, we're there feeding our brothers and sisters, just like how our forefathers did in the scriptures. Continue, Officer Knott.
So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law.
That have pleasure in the law. Who's that? That's the I.S.U.P.K. We're the only ones that teaching people to keep the law. Right? Fake Israelites now is talking about we're not in the new covenant.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot of weird doctrines is coming out. But since 1969, the doctrine of the I.S.U.P.K. never changed. You understand? Even during the time of the 7 heads, when they say YAHANNA wrote this book, and listen, I was there in the 90s, they ain't nothing changed. Commander General YAHANNA kept the same doctrine. It never changed. Continue, Officer Knott.
Verse 43. Who cleansed the
sanctuary? Real quick. You know what's crazy? Everybody wants some type of change.
Right.
Because and listen, that's part of the reason why we kept getting put in so many captivities. Because we as a people always wanted some type of change where it would be easier for us to be like the heathens.
Right.
These fake Israelites, they all want changes where it's easier for them to be like people in the world. That's all they want. One Israelite group want to smoke weed, the other ones want to do different things.
Right.
Then you got the other nasty ones that want to be nasty. But that's really what it's about. We kept going into so many captivity is because we wanted to be closer to the lifestyle of the heathen. Because remember, at this time we had our own kingdom, so it ain't just like being in the world. At that time, being in the world was like pretty much being like a heathen,
right?
Getting to do all the different things that heathens do. Because why would we, as a nation, why would we even want to do anything besides what the Lord says? If we had our own,
right?
If you actually had the house passed down to you from your grandfather, you actually had land given to you from your father if he had some type of land, or if you actually had something where it was yours,
right?
even the tax that the Romans tried to put on it, ain't like they could take away your stuff.
Right.
They might put you in jail for a little bit, but you would come home to something that was yours, your vineyard, something that we own. Why would we want to get away from that to serve, somebody like Julius Caesar or the Greeks? Because we was fighting the Greeks at this time.
Right.
So why would we even want to be? How would we put ourselves in a position to not have a stable lifestyle, to not have safety, when the safety is with the Most High? You know how we got that? We got it from wanting to be like the other nations, wanting some type of change where we can be like everybody else. And that's really what all these fake Israelite camps come down to. It's somebody wanting to change something where they can be closer to either a heathenistic lifestyle, or they ain't got to be in such a strict lifestyle. Keep going.
Right. Slaki, if I could bring out a precept to back up what Priest and Officer Mariah is saying, we could go into the history and see the same thing that happened to us today happened to our forefathers. This is 1 Samuel 8:20. It says that we also may be like all the nations. Officer Mariah, just like he just said, we have an inheritance, but we want to give it away and be like the heathens. It says that we also may be like all the nations, and that our kings may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. Because at this time in Israel, we had judges. The priests were the judges. But we seen the nation had kings, and we say, you know what? We want to be like them. You understand? Just like today, we have the Feast of Dedication, and we want to be like the heathens. We celebrate Thanksgiving. We want to be like the heathens, so we're going to go broke and celebrate this wicked, evil day called Christmas. It's in the law, and that's why we went into captivity. And that's what we're reading about. The temple was destroyed because we left our inheritance. We left our heritage to follow the heathens.
If I can add one last point. Both Christmas and Christianity, both the saviors or the main character of that belief is a white man, is an oppressor.
Right.
How do we even get, after slavery, after losing everything we had, how do we get to a point where we don't even care if the person that's the main character is like us, is black? How do we care? But when we choose a president, our president got to be a black woman. Our president got to be a black man.
Right.
But anything else in your life ain't got to be no black person, ain't got to be no Hispanic. You don't say, I'm only going to work for black people. We don't say that. We don't say any of those things. But we will celebrate something where the main characters are of the race that oppressed us, man. And that comes from being weak, and that comes from wanting the easier lifestyle and a less strict lifestyle than the one we have to live that was given to us. Let's keep going. Oh, Salaki. Can somebody pick it up for knock? Who was the the brother got it?
Hey, you take it back up. Hey, throw it off.
It's the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 43. Who cleansed the sanctuary?
A Bible or apocrypha. It should be a 1611 back there.
Who cleansed the sanctuary and bear out the defiled stones into an unclean place? And when as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profaned, they thought it best to pull it down, lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen have defiled it.
See, our forefathers is not like us today, our people today. At that time, we had our identity. We didn't want to deal with anything of the heathens. The fact that the heathens was in the sanctuary, they said, pull the whole thing down. We'll build a whole new thing. We don't even want to deal with it. It's defiled, it's unclean, it's dirty. Let's just build a whole new temple. Continue one thing.
So if I could, let me just give you a little backdrop, right? So you did this already. You gave them the history on the whole thing already.
Yeah, we was reading it, sir. So
No,
now
I'm
they
saying
go
like
into the cliff notes, sir.
no, like the timeline, like actual
live
story. Okay, so y'all, all right. So let me give y'all the history real quick before we move on. So, and we're gonna pick right back up where you left off at, right? So the Feast of Dedication, y'all know, is when we rebuilt the temple. All right. But we did that after we kicked out the Greeks. Okay, so the Hasmonean dynasty ruled, all right, after we kicked out the Greeks. And we took back Solomon's temple. And we brought up the 7-branch candlestick, right?
Which is the menorah.
Which is the menorah.
Right.
Okay. So of course Esau, he uses the 9-branch candlestick, which lets you know he's not an Israelite. Because this is in the custom, this is in the Bible for the 7-branch candlestick. But if you wanted to go just historically, it's the it is after we kicked out the Greeks and the Hasmonean dynasty ruled. If y'all wanted to look it up or on YouTube or any of that, or you know how they use it in the textbooks, that's what you can look at. The Hasmonean dynasty. You know, after we kicked out the Greeks, the history of the Jews, or they might say the history of Jewish people, whatever you find on you know on YouTube or whatever that garbage is. All right. I just wanted to give you a little bit of that. Also, too, the oppressor, he uses the Talmud. He don't use the Bible. So in his book is the Talmud. The Talmud, Amalek and the so-called Jew, they use the Talmud. All right. And the Talmud is made up of white oral tradition. It's nothing biblical. It's all white oral tradition. Okay. And this is around the time where they do the moil. The moils, which is they put their mouth on the baby's private parts, on the male baby's private parts, and that's how they transferred the nasty diseases to them.
Right.
All right. They also the oppressor. They let me see how we cooking real food. They use the gefilte fish and the matzo balls. Right. So this is what they do. So this is around the time where everybody gets their little, you know, private parts touched by the oppressor, and they eat their gefilte fish and they matzo balls, and they read out of the Talmud, and they have a 9-branch candlestick, which is what we don't use. We eat real food, the real black food. We use the 7-branch candlestick, and our history is documented when you look up the Hasmonean dynasty. All right, you got it. Oh, you want to? You can pick it back up.
Wherefore they poured it down. Verse 46.
So they did destroy the altar. You got it.
Right.
And laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in a convenient place, until there should come a prophet to shew what should be done with them. Then they took whole stones according to the law, and built a new altar according to the former. And they made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple, and hollowed out the courts. They made also new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick. And
in the temple they brought the candlesticks, the menorah. You understand? That's in the law. This is actually biblical, like Priest Morale was bringing out, with 7 branches. Continue, Jonathan.
If I can, hold on, you want to? If I can add. See, Award, he do an excellent class. And Award does the Sabbath service absolutely excellent, right? Flawless. I just want to add on. I just want to bring out my little points and add on to Award, okay? So if I could, Award, if I could piggyback off of you, right? When it says they built it according to the law, they talking about Leviticus. They talking about Deuteronomy, Leviticus, Numbers, right? Exodus, where it's documented, where you read the cubits, this many cubits, and you want to build that many cubits with the knobs and all this. That is them building it in the book, from the book of the law, which is what they call the book of Moses, 5 books of Moses, but the book of the law, right? And that's where you get the 20 cubits this long, and with the knobs, with the branches, and you know the different things that they told us to make. I forgot some of the other names that they used. If you know some more, you can let me know what they call these. I believe at the top of the
branches,
right? The branches. Then at the top you had the knobs. Then it was something else they called it for, like the little. If you see the other candlesticks, they got like these balls on it. Like,
classroom?
Oh,
okay, so I'll come down soon.
Most I pray. Look, say real quick. But that's what it's talking about according to the law. Let me give y'all one more thing, right? the book from Arthur Kessler, right? Koestler. I always jam up his name.
Arthur Koestler.
Koestler, the one, is the 13th tribe, right? And if you read that book, it'll tell you that in the 19th century, the Khazarian Empire from the Caucasus Mountains converted to Judaism during the Ottoman wars, and they chose to convert to our culture because they wanted to be able to trade with both Muslims and both with Christians, and that's exactly how we get them being even claiming our culture. Like I said, historically, sir, I was going into it. Look up the Hasmonean dynasty, and if you go to the 19th century, where the oppressor converted to Judaism. All right, and like I said, they use the Talmud. They ain't even in the Bible. They use the Talmud. And if y'all don't know, the Caucasus Mountains are northern Turkey, Europe.
We have
The Caucasus Mountains is northern Turkey, Europe, and the steppes of Georgia, Russia. All that connects together, which make up the Caucasus Mountains. You can read about Obadiah 1 and 3 and the clefts of the rock. And also, this is another good, Salakia, it's another good historical point. If you look up the term troglodyte, that talks about the oppressor. He used to walk on all fours. He lived inside a cave, and he used to use his dead family members' skulls to eat food out of, like a bowl. That's the oppressor. He would use their dead skulls to eat food out of, and use their bones like a fork and a spoon. And he would walk on all fours. The term is called troglodyte. All right. All this happened in the 19th century when they converted to our culture. So that's a little bit if you want to look up how they even claim in our culture at all. But YAHANNA, you can pick it back.
If I may, on what Mariah is bringing out is so heavy, because it goes to show how they are thieves, man. Like, they've been stealing our culture, man, for what, damn it, 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying? For a long time. You know, and us being in here now, actually taking it back. These oppressors look at us now and they hate us, Mariah. They absolutely hate us. Why? Because we are Black and Hispanic men and women who's actually waking up to our reality and who we truly are. Where we going?
YAHANNA, you can continue to read.
It's the first book of First Maccabees, chapter 4.
Salaki, if I could, real
go
quick. Like Officer Morale was bringing out, our oppressor always lived in the caves.
Yeah.
Officer Bob, could you get me Genesis 36, Baba Pashal? Verse 1, and then jump to verse 8. Listen.
Yeah.
Let me know where you got it, officer. Go ahead, Officer Bob.
This is the book of Genesis, the 36th. Now these are the generation of Esau.
Of who?
Of Esau.
Of Esau. Read on.
Who is Edom.
And Esau is called Edom, the red people. Jump to verse 8.
Verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir.
Where did he live?
Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir.
In Mount Seir. That's where they live, in the range of mountains next to the land of Israel.
Where it's cold as hell.
Right. Then guess
You know
what?
I'm saying?
After that, they went into a second mountain. Drop that officer I bought if I could. Get me Job 30 and start at verse 5. So now, back then, they lived in Mount Seir. So you're going to say, how did they get to the Caucasus Mountains? Do you know it's recorded in the scriptures? And we're going to find out how our oppressor ended up in the Caucasus Mountains.
Come on with it.
This is the book of Job, the 30 and verse 5. They were driven forth from among men.
They were driven forth from among men. Like Captain Imai was bringing out, our oppressor is a thief. So the dark nation drove them out of our community. Read on.
They cried after them as after a thief.
As after a what?
As after a thief.
That's why you can't have the oppressor around you. They'll steal anything that's not nailed down.
Yeah.
Read on.
Verse 6. To dwell in the cliff of the rock valley.
Read that again.
To dwell in the cliff of the valley.
to dwell in cliffs of the valley. Now we read they were in Mount Seir in the book of Genesis. Read on.
In caves of the earth.
Where did they live?
In caves of the earth.
In caves of the earth. What those caves? The Caucasus Mountains.
And if I could, warrior, right? And it's so heavy you bringing that up because why you think they out here shaving their faces and all that?
Right.
The white man is the official caveman.
Right.
He is the cave dweller, man. They out here trying to look clean and all that, shaving their faces, but it's like the Lord then reveal who they really are.
Right.
So it's like you go up in the book, man, you read the Bible, you read all the characteristics. Now you see where they from, like how the brother bringing out. And you like, man, if this ain't the white man, who the hell is it? They'll be outside, you know. It's cold as hell right now, Mariah. Right? They'll be outside running out there with no clothes on, a shorts, a shirt, right? And they ain't cold. Why? Because they're used to living in the mountains.
Right.
And they came over here and they stole this land, like how the brothers reading now, right? They are thieves and they've been stealing for a relatively long time, man. But it's coming to an end. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's about to see and realize who this enemy is. Go ahead. Was there any more on that? Go ahead.
Just a little more.
out. Go ahead.
Finish that up.
In caves of the earth and in the rock. Verse 7. Among the bushes they brayed.
Among the bushes they brayed. Do you know what bray means? Like a donkey. They didn't have a developed language. Read on.
Under the nettles they were gathered together.
Nettles are like thorns, bushes of thorns. Read on.
Verse 8. They were children of fools.
And we could see our oppressor is a fool. How is he a fool? We know that the Latino tribes support so many industries in America. They support the construction industry, agricultural industry, right? And by deporting them, now America is in a recession.
Right.
They thought make America great again was a winning strategy, but it's actually a losing strategy. They didn't realize that the Most High reigneth in the kingdom of men. So like I said, if I could just
Go ahead. Come on with it.
go ahead, upside down.
Go ahead.
Yea, children of base men, they were viler than the earth.
That's it. They're violent in the earth. Meaning, so you got to reject everything that comes from the oppressor. His philosophy, his religion, his way of life.
Yeah.
You know, Salakis.
If I could, can you get me on when the Lord said, "Never trust our enemy"?
Right.
Because it's important, man. Because I know we all look at the oppressor now, and it's like they're God, they everything, and it's like we want to join them in with us. When I say we, of course, I ain't talking about us in here, but I'm talking about like our people in general. We want to join them. We want to be like them. We want to say they cool, they friends, and all that. When in our reality, the Lord gave us this book. Why? So we can know who the enemy is. We at the Feast of Dedication. What is the Feast of Dedication is even about? They came and the Greeks came and they destroyed the temple of God. So now we had to go clean it back up. They came in and they put like pork in our temple. Right. They had us worshiping other gods, gods that we don't know, that Abraham ain't worship. So it's like the Lord gave us this book so we can be on point, so we can be aware, so we can know who the devil and the enemy is. What we did as a people, and it was the biggest mistake that a nation can make. Right. We trusted the man that the Most High said to not trust, and now look at us. Like Mariah was bringing out, they out here celebrating Hanukkah. For what? For what? Why? Because they stole it from us, man. They are thieves. Imagine if we knew the book, then we actually follow it. We like, man, these enemies right here, I can never trust them. Imagine where we would be at as a nation. Where we'd be at? We'd be on top, and they'd be back in the rocks. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's exactly where they'd be. Go ahead and read what I called for on my bud.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, 12 verse 10.
Go ahead.
Never trust thine enemy.
Boom. It's right there. Never trust thy enemy. Now, how do we even know who the enemy is? Who the hell put us in slavery? Who killed us? Who is treating the Hispanics like they're garbage and they're trash? Who came and stole this land from the indigenous people? The white man is a born murderer, man. He's a born murderer. And the Lord warned us, man. He said, never trust this devil, man. He's a liar. He's a thief. And he will come and take and destroy. Any more on that, Ibad?
For like an iron rusted, so is his wicked.
See that? Meaning he cannot stop being wicked. You may be like, Mariah, damn, how many people is enough? Like, how many people can they kill and it's enough? It's never enough. How much money is enough for the oppressor? It's never enough, man. What they trying to do? Stop the welfare, SSI, and all that. The Lord telling us never trust this devil, man. He's an animal that can never be trusted. Go ahead, you want to bring something up? Go ahead, Warrior.
If I could, just think about it. We here today because our people trusted the oppressor.
Right.
Right. They just seen them damn devils come over on them ships and said, "No, we gotta get him out of here." No, you can't come here. You know what I mean? Like the Hispanic tribes warred with each other inside of America.
Mm-hmm.
But they'd had that same energy, that same exact energy for the oppressor. When they see him, like, nah, my man.
Yeah.
I don't even let these
Get out of here.
I'll let the Cherokee come up here.
Yeah.
I'll let the Wampanoag come over here.
Yeah.
What's the ones that had Philly? The Lenape. Oh, we ain't even cool with the Lenape like that. You can't come here.
Yeah.
Or you see that pale face and you start talking smooth and
Right.
you think you could trust him. Now fast forward.
Mm-hmm.
The same Hispanics who trusted him when he first came, they also trusted him when it was time for Trump to be in office.
Mm.
Remember the Mexicans who saying,
Absolutely.
"Hey, get him out." You got Mexican ice numbers.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
You got Mexican ice numbers.
Yeah.
How is that? I mean, and they actually take. I can see if you just needed the money, like, I'm gonna sign up, but I ain't gonna lock nobody up.
Right.
They on tape really trying to get other Mexicans. That is outrageous.
Yeah.
Go ahead, no.
If I could, them the same niggas that hate niggas. That's the Mexicans that hate other.
Man, if I may, not what you just brought out was so heavy, right? Because if we took the hate that we have towards one another and put that hate towards the oppressor, we'd be all right. We'd be good, man. We gotta flip the script, man. You know, we gotta switch it up, man. We gotta love our people and hate the people that's killing our people. All right, where we at with it? Yeah, go ahead. Come on with it.
And listen, Israel love to act like we hate each other to the point of death. Black people and Hispanic people, every beef comes to an end. I'm sorry. Even the Bloods and the Crips came to a truce. They're not even killing each other the way they used to.
Right.
Because after a while, you get bored with it.
Mm-hmm.
You can only fight for so much. You're gonna keep on rumbling like, you know, you might not like each other.
Mm-hmm.
So and listen, in the Bible, it's cool. You ain't gotta be best friends. You just can't harm each other.
Yeah.
And blacks and Hispanics, like you said, Kat, we kept that same energy that we got for them. Now that we got for us, we use it towards them. We be all right.
We'll be in our kingdom, man. We'll be in our kingdom.
We be in our
We'll be in our kingdom. We'll be chilling, man.
Still not speaking to the Johnson. He's in our kingdom. Still not speaking to your neighbor. But we be in our kingdom.
Absolutely. Yeah, God. Where we at?
Who's reading? Now, why do you want to
Go ahead.
It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 49. They made also new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick and the altar of burnt offerings and of incense and the table. And upon the altar they burned incense and the lamps that were upon the candlestick.
Where we at on your monitor?
It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 50.
4 and 50. All right. The water.
And upon the altar they burned incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted, that they might give light in the temple. Furthermore, they set the loaves upon the table and spread out the veils and finished all the works which they had begun to make.
Right.
Now on the 25th day of the 9th month, which is called the month Caslu, in the 140 In 8th year, they rose up bedtimes in the morning.
Right there. See the time that is documented? It says on the what day? The 20th, the 4th and 20th day, or the 5th and the 20th day, the 25th day of the 9th month. What other holiday do they say happened on the 25th? You see what they did? They go into the Bible, they take our high holy days and they meld it with pagan holidays, sir.
Absolutely.
You understand? Just like Passover.
Yeah.
You have Passover, what they have during the time of Passover. Easter. Right?
Right.
We have memorial blowing of trumpets, Feast of Tabernacle. They have what? Their Halloween. Every high holy day that the Most High set up, the heathens will come with their pagan holidays to confuse it, because that's what the Christian church did. They wanted to make money, so what they did was they said, how could we get everybody to spend money with us?
Right.
Let's take the pagans, let's take the Christians and compromise and give everybody what they want.
Absolutely. And if I could, right, especially with Christmas, right? Because if you look at the Esau holidays, right, every single holiday is about selfishness. You know, it's about gifts, or it's about cookouts, or whatever the case may be. So the enemy is like, how the hell can I get their money? Let's make a holiday, Christmas, and make it about them. Make it about the kids. Make it about just really feeding yourself. When it's like at the end of the day, it's a trap. You know, it's a trap. And it's like our people don't even know nor realize. It's like, where did Christmas even come from? Like, who the hell made it up? Who is Santa Claus? Our people know about Santa Claus, but we don't know about Judas Maccabeus. We don't know about Hachaanakah. We don't know anything. Why? Because this oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. And he's been showing us. And also the Lord is dealing with our people right now. You know, you see what Esau is doing with those Mexicans and those Hispanics and all that. The Lord, his goal is for us to see who the enemy is clearly. And guess who he's using? He's using the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
To show all the brothers and sisters, damn Christmas. We ain't going to do Christmas. Why? Because Hachaanakah is about obedience.
Right.
That's what it's about. Hachaanakah is about standing for something, though the enemy came to shut it down. Could you imagine if it wasn't for Judas Maccabeus, or if it wasn't for those few men that actually stood with God and rededicated that temple, our temple would have been destroyed. And now you look at it today, right? Today, it's a few of us. But if it wasn't for the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General YAHANNA, where the hell would we be at? We'd be like everybody else, man. Everybody else destroyed. And the Lord always used few men to awaken the people. Why? It's important, man. Every time I go out there and I look at my people, like this sadness come upon me. This sadness come upon me. Why? Because I can see how destroyed we are as a people. Then it's like, you'll tell them, right? You'll say, listen, man, Christmas, you got to put it down. You actually go in the Bible, Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, right? And you show them. Man, I was watching SportsCenter a few days ago, right? And do anybody know Ryan Clark? You know him, right? Your diet. Ryan Clark came out. He was like, man, Santa Claus ain't real anyway. So the black woman was like, it's kids watching this on TV right now. Don't say that. So I guess it's okay to tell our kids lies and pretend like it's okay. No, Hachaanakah is about obedience, man. Though everybody else is not obeying, everybody else is just in the world. No, man, we gotta obey. Gotta obey. That's what it's about at the end of the day. Go ahead. Whoever was on reading, go ahead. Go ahead, Mara. Yeah, please.
Just like a warden bringing out, it say the 9th month, let's say the 25th day of the 9th month. That's today.
Yeah.
This is the 9th month according to the Lord, and the 25th day.
Right.
That's the actual month we're in. The oppressor, he likes to change laws and times. He loves to do it. He'll make up something and he'll take it away. And Donald Trump is a perfect example of that. Donald Trump
that,
makes
bro,
up
for sure.
whatever the hell he want to make
Right.
up, and then he'll take it away. Donald Trump was in an interview and said, "Yeah, we're getting rid of something, something, something." The interviewer said, "Yeah, you know that your House representative made that up." He said, "Oh, we'll just keep it. You know, whatever works." I said, "Yo, that don't even." He lived in the same breath. Like he don't care, man. They on top, and they'll just change whatever. They'll change just like Award was saying. They take Hachaanakah, change it to Christmas.
Right.
They don't give a damn. Like they could care less because it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with them anyway.
Man, if I could, this is what happens when you give a child power. Anybody see on Back to the Future? Biff Butthead. Now, what the hell happened when they gave him the world? He destroyed it, man. Look at Donald Trump, like he said, Donald Trump do whatever he wants. He say whatever he wants. Because at the end of the day, Donald Trump is a child. And if you give children power, like Trump, man, he don't know what to do with it. He don't know what to do with it. Oh, Mariah, was there anything? Yeah, go ahead, read that. Let everybody know where you at. Focus off.
This is the book of Daniel 2 and verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
And he changeth the times and the seasons.
Now, this goes directly on what Officer Morale was just bringing up, right? The oppressor changes the times and the seasons. Go ahead. Any more?
He removeth kings and setteth up kings.
Go ahead.
He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that knoweth understanding.
Listen, if that ain't the devil, I don't know who is, Morale. I don't know. Let's read on YAHANNA Bokashaw.
Verse 53.
Mhm.
And offered sacrifices according to the law
Mm-hmm.
upon the new altar of burnt offerings, which they had made. Verse 54. Look, at what time and what day the heathen have profaned it, even in that was it dedicated with songs and citherns and harps and cymbals.
Right.
Then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the God of heaven, who had given them good success. And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days, and burnt offerings with gladness, and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise. They decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold, and with shields, and the gates and the chambers they renewed, and hanged doors upon them.
Mm-hmm.
Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away. Moreover,
It was a few things you said. One said who had given them good success. First off, the reason why I.S.U.P.K cannot be stopped is because we trust in the Lord. You trust in the Lord, He's going to give you good success.
Right.
He's going to be with you. I know America, you know what I mean? They look at success like Christ. I know America looks at success like money, but success is really the protection and the prosperity that the Lord gives you, man, and the safety and wisdom that He gives you. That's really good success with your family and with everything that you do. That's good success. And then also it said this. It said in verse 58, it said, thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing that we are fighting for in the I.S.U.P.K. Right now, everybody else, they Christmas tree, Christmas tree. That's all they worried about.
Jingle bells, jingle bells,
Rudolph, and everybody else.
Right.
What we worried about is that great success, man, and that great gladness that we're going to get when the Lord put away our enemies.
If I may, Warrior, also right, that gladness came at the end. So it's like a lot of our people may hate us, right, for what we do, for what we stand for what we say. These brothers, man, they stood with the Most High God, and the people rejoice at the end. You know what I'm saying? Because they realize like what those heathens done to us and our temple. Go ahead.
if I may,
Yeah,
sir.
go ahead. Come on with it.
And the last part in verse 57, where it says, and they decked also the forefront of the temple with crowns of gold and with shields.
Right.
We always had the shield of David.
Right.
Right.
How do you even have an
Mhm.
Israelite group that does not wear a shield of David?
Right. Yeah.
How is this, you know,
Absolutely.
how do you even have it? Once again, it goes back to them wanting their success in America, them wanting their protection and their prosperity in
Right.
America, so that they willing to change. They're willing to change this, make it this a little bit less.
Yeah.
125th Street.
Yeah.
So we can be closer to the heathens. We
They
can
up
be
there trying to tweak it up a little bit. And it's like, why? What the hell? We want to be close to them for what? God damn, Martin Luther King did that. You want to be close to their bathrooms and their women for what? No, man. Like Mariah was bringing out, we always rock the shield. I would die. It's been then, and it ain't going nowhere. It's going to always be here forever. Was there any more on that? All right. Go ahead, on YAHANNA.
It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 59. Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year, by the space of 8 days, from the 5 and 20th day of the month Caslu,
Mm-hmm.
with mirth and gladness.
Now, if I may, right? Let me ask a question, right? So, how do we know that the Feast of Dedication was taken in the winter time? We kept the Feast of Dedication during this time period right now. Anybody? It's a perfect on scripture that goes with it. Go ahead. Let's go there right fast, warrior. All right, somebody get it. John 10 and 22. Whoever get it first, go ahead and read it.
Well, John 10, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
It was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication.
All right, that's us right here, the Feast of Hachaanakah, Feast of Dedication. Go ahead.
And it was winter.
It was what?
Winter.
It was what?
Winter.
All right, so they kept the Feast of Dedication in the winter time. Any more on that? All right, we can drop that. Let's go back to it, YAHANNA.
Okay. Verse 60. At that time also they builded up the Mount Zion with high walls and strong towers round about, lest the Gentiles should come and treat it down as they had done before. And they set there a garrison.
Can
to
you read
keep
that
it.
again from the top, warrior?
From verse 60.
Go ahead. Yes, please.
At that time also they builded up the Mount Zion with high walls and strong towers round
Now, so
about.
why did they build on high walls and the strong towers? Go ahead, read on.
Lest the Gentiles should come and treat it down as
Now,
they had
somebody
done before.
give me the spirit of this here, right? 60 says, at that time also they built it up, right, in Mount Zion with high walls and strong towers round about, lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down. What's the spirit of this right now? Anybody? Go ahead, Mariah.
It's the spirit of Shamar, of protecting our people.
Right.
Exactly. Also, if I may, right, they learned their lesson. They learned. The heathen came and destroyed the temple. So now Judas and them, they like, we can never let that happen again. So now, like Mariah was saying, now they on guard, they on Shamar, and they know we ain't letting their asses in no more. So now we're gonna build this thing up even stronger. It's gonna be high, it's gonna be deep. We ain't gonna ever allow them to come back in here. Read that line one more time. YAHANNA.
At that time they also builded up the Mount Zion with high walls and
High
strong
walls,
towers.
man. They said, man, listen, man, we gonna build them high this time. Why? Because they know those heathens are a threat They always been a threat to us, man. Donald Trump talking about building walls to keep the Hispanics out. Man, we had to build a wall to keep their asses out, man. We like they ain't coming back this time. Go ahead.
And strong towers round about, lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down as they had done before.
See that, as they had done before. So now they on point, they on guard, man. They know we cannot allow this to happen again. Now you look at today, right? We didn't allow the Gentiles, the heathens, to steal our name, Yasha, steal our identity. They didn't steal our Christ. They stole our holiday, Hachaanakah. They didn't steal everything. So now we come in here, and now we are aware. So now we don't have a physical wall here, but we have a what? It's a spiritual wall now. It ain't no heathens in here. We didn't learn our lesson.
Right.
We didn't learn it, man. They will never come back in here. Because you allow one in, it's like a roach, man. You know what I'm saying? You see one roach, Marah, before you know it, man, you got 10, 20, and they just running around the kitchen everywhere now. It's infested, man. Well, you let one heathen in, before you know it, it's infested with heathens. Well, these brothers learned, so they didn't build that strong tower. Go ahead, warrior.
Verse 61, and they set there a garrison to keep it, and fortified Bethsora to preserve it, and that the people might have a defense against Idumea.
So now this last line is very important here, right? That the people might have a defense against Idumea. Who is Idumea? Can I get the definition, Marah? No sweat. You can pull it up, Baba Kashaw. Who is Idumea? Because it's always going to go back to this one people. It's always going to do it, man. Baba Kashaw, can somebody get Job 9:24 for me, please? The water.
Sorry,
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Can you pull us a picture of Idumea? I want to bring
please, come on with it.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, go ahead and read that definition.
This is AI overview. Idumea is the Greek name for the ancient region of Edom.
Of who?
Of Edom.
Go ahead.
Meaning red.
Meaning what?
Meaning red.
Go ahead.
Referring to the red sandstone land and Esau's reddish birth.
Can somebody get Genesis on the 25th chapter? Right fast, you know what I want. Genesis on the 25th chapter. So now the red man. This is Idumea here. And the last read that last line again on YAHANNA 61.
That the people might have a defense against Idumea.
So now Idumea is the Greeks, Esau, Edom, the red man. The Lord gave us signs, so we know. You see his blood, you know, he's the murderer. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. Do anybody got Genesis? Go ahead and read that, warrior. Throughout.
Genesis chapter 25, in verse 25.
And
the first came out red all over, like in hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
See that? Hey, that's Idumea right there. Esau, red, hairy. Black baby came out looking good, you know, normal. Other baby came out looking a little weird. Not a little weird, but a lot weird. Weird as hell. All red, hairy everywhere. God damn. The oppressor. So now, like the brother said, that they had to build a defense against Idumea. Because even then, they realized these white people are the enemies. They are the enemies of us. And now we learn how to defend ourselves. Go ahead. You were going to bring out something, warrior?
No, we read earlier, Idumea, Edom is Esau.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Come on with it.
So we're about to go, and so the brother, he's about to put up. So this is the land of Idumea right here, landmark. But we're going to go and actually for the mountain Idumea. Let me tell you something about the white man. He loved to travel. Everywhere except for his home.
Let me grab a water. I
He
buy a
want to
bottle
be
of shop.
everywhere.
Get a water.
Except for
Come on.
I.S.U.P.K, the only place the white man don't want to take over. He don't want to rebuild. He don't want to gentrify I.S.U.P.K at all. He don't want nothing to do with where he came.
Maybe because it's his. Maybe because it's his, and all he knows is to be a thief.
Exactly.
So he knows it's still to be a thief. So it's like that's his land right there, but he don't want it. But America, he wanted. Israel, he wanted. Why? Because it's in him to steal. It's in him to be a thief. Go ahead, Mara. I'm sorry to cut you off. Word.
And also, sir, because that I.S.U.P.K ain't nothing but a damn rock.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till I get this picture. You're gonna see I.S.U.P.K and be like, I know why he's in America. I know why he's in South America. I know why he's everywhere except for his homeland.
Right.
You don't think like he can run America? Trump can say, "I want to run America from here. This is gonna be the new capital of America." I do this. Look at that place over there. You see that? What is that? What is it? If you get, it's another one. If you get up close, where you got when they built like little doors, and they actually carved it out, and it looks terrible. It looks like nowhere you want to be. But I also got something for y'all to read out of the. This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. I gotta read. I'm gonna read y'all Esau. So everybody knows that we say the white man is the devil. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that we say that Esau is the oppressor and that God is the oppressor. Right. I'm gonna read it for you out of the Bible. I mean, out of the Bible Dictionary. So we in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. This is page 156. This is the definition of Esau. Esau, Herod, firstborn of twin brothers, Esau and Jacob, sons of Isaac and Rebekah, Genesis 25 and 24 to 25. Sold his birthright for a mess of pottage to his brother, Genesis 25 and 30 to 34. Meaning the red, uncooked pot of soup. Uncooked, bloody pot of soup. All right. It says, married the Hittite woman, sought to kill Jacob for tricking him out of Isaac's blessing. Later on, reconciled to Isaac. Scripture sometimes uses Esau as the name of the land of Edom, in which his descendants live, right? Which is I.S.U.P.K. Okay. Now Esau, Salaki, let me keep going. What was I looking for? Abba, you know the one where it says he's the scene of future judgment? Yes.
Yeah, I think it was on that one on the Edom.
Oh, it's under Edom.
Edom, yeah. Go to Edom.
Captain Amon here. He came off the dome. Too many battles. Too many battles. They come up to us now. Be crazy in states. They come up to us and start asking us questions. Well, how did that happen? Like, who are you? You talking to us like we don't know. Come on, man. All right, so let me give y'all Edom, right? So we know that Esau, his homeland is Edom. Okay, so here it is. This is Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, page 141. Edom/Edomites, the nation and its people, who were the descendants of Esau. He founded the country, so his name is equated with Edom. The country was also called Seir, Mount Seir, which a war brought out. Right? It says, which was the name of the territory in which the Edomites lived. All right, now I'm going to skip us down all the way to the end. It says, Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. See notably Isaiah 34 and 5 and 6 and Isaiah 63 and 1. It says, now listen close, it says, she is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from God. Now, white people wrote this. They know that God is against them. Right. And you wonder why they pushing abortion. You wonder why they kicking out the Mexican. You wonder why he's doing things where you like, how do you sleep at night? Like, how can you even, like, you can't even go to church with that type of thing you doing. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? The church is for whores and pedophiles. You over there, you just straight up murdering everybody. How do you even go to sleep at night knowing that the things that you have done. You dropped bombs. They said, Sly, it's the last thing. They said that in Iraq, that some of the brothers who was in Iraq and over there in the wars, when they was dropping them bombs on them, they said they still need therapy because they know they was just hitting kids and people inside, regular people in buildings.
Right.
They know that there was no real Taliban. It was like the amount of Taliban that they was looking for. They wiped everybody out. Yeah. Not just the Taliban. So they know, like, just like what we see on TV when they drop the bomb on the boat.
Right.
And we know, like, come on, boat with 3 people, that's your terrorist.
If I may, Warrior, man, what Mirage bringing out is so heavy, man, because you think about it, right? Just like what the officer said, how can the people do this? It's like they have no conscience, Mirage. You know, and then you go back and read in the Bible, Ezra said the same thing. Remember, Ezra said, this people who's not a people have become to be lords over us. So now you got to ask yourself, are they a people? I don't think a human can do something like that. Then you go in the Bible and you read about the beasts of the field. Like, these oppressors are not people. They call us niggas and spits and wetbacks and all that. They actually call us animals, right? But in all reality, they're the animals, man. They'll kill you, put your knee on your neck and laugh about it, smile about it, and not care. So what Mariah bring out is so heavy, Mariah, because this is not a people.
Right.
This is not a people, but this beast, these animals who the Lord says should serve us, we're serving them. And that's also why the Lord called us to be above these other nations of people. Because he knows we can show mercy. They can't. They cannot show no mercy at all, man. So look,
That's why the Lord ain't giving them no damn mercy.
Right.
Damn right. Clap it up. Damn right.
Slack if I could, Officer Murat. Could you read Edom again, Baba Kushal?
Wow.
Yeah, read Edom again. And we're going to go into the Bible and show you that the oppressor don't have no secret knowledge. He basically just read the scriptures and wrote the definition of Edom, but it's in the scriptures. Go ahead, Officer Murat, Baba Kushal.
You want me to read the last part of what?
Right, ignorant nation forever.
Oh, Hachaanakah. Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgment. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who is not given any promise of mercy from God.
Not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. We're going to go to the book of Malachi, right? 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
All right. Coming, man.
Hey, they say that we a hate group because we teach the Bible. Well, they got to be a hate group for making this.
Right.
But saying that they ain't getting no, and they wrote it.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's all propaganda. Everybody that we battle on the streets, there's nobodies. Everybody that I remember Captain Sakura said that he said the higher ups know what's going on. They know exactly what they're doing. They know what they're pushing. They know who they against. They know who we are, and they know who they are. Everybody at the bottom, the middle class, the so-called middle class white man, he's just a nobody. Right? I don't know if y'all know this, sir. They said there is no middle class in America anymore. They said that's gone. They said it's just the rich and everybody else.
Right.
Literally, they said this. They said the middle class is done. You got the 1% and you got everybody else. There is no middle class.
Yeah.
Because the average white family makes more than $100,000 a year. I Googled it. Because they brought that out too. The average white household makes $100,000 a year. The average white household. They said their monthly income is $7,000 a month at least. With 2 people, $7,000 a month. The average couple, the ones we see walking down the street, $100,000 a year. They said there's no middle class. It's the 1% and it's everybody else. Oppressor is the devil, man.
Man, if I could, let's go to Isaiah 14 and 1. Man, that's heavy, man. That's heavy. And the more you read the Bible, you be like, man, you see why the Lord said they won't get no mercy from God. You know, and then you go and read Obadiah 1:11, when the Lord said at the end of the day, it ain't gonna be no more of the remaining of Esau. Like, it's like they gotta be cut off, man. Because if not, Mariah, they would try it again. They would try it again. Remember, they came in our temple one by one, two by two, and then they came and they polluted it, man. Polluted the sanctuary of God. So now the Lord, like, man, y'all show no mercy. I ain't gonna show you no mercy. Barakatah Yahweh, why Yahweh shine, man. That's what we need. That's what we need. You know. Go and read Isaiah 14:1.
I got it, sir. Isaiah 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
Now, even though our people are messed up, they don't know, you know. But the Lord gonna have mercy upon them one day. One day they all gonna come in here. And those that don't come in here, that's all right. That's all right, man, because we're gonna take the kingdom, and guess what? They gonna be reborn back in the kingdom, you know, as a baby. So now this is all they gonna know. That's the Lord having mercy on Jacob, on Israel, on us. Go ahead.
And will yet choose Israel.
Yeah, I don't ever read where it says that they chose everybody.
Right.
Where that said? Idumea, Esau, God loves you no matter what. This whole entire Bible talks about how the Lord chose Israel. Blacks and Latinos. Go ahead.
And set them in their own land.
Mm-hmm.
And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Just like how we need them for everything, food stamps, SSI, we gotta go to them for everything. One day they're gonna have to come to us. This is the thing, though, right? But that day ain't gonna happen if we can't get off of drugs.
Right.
That ain't gonna happen. That day ain't gonna happen if we can't put down Santa Claus. It ain't gonna never happen. That day will never happen if the Haitians hate the Dominicans. The Dominicans hate the Puerto Ricans. That day ain't gonna happen, man. Like Christ is up there waiting for us, waiting for his people to come back to him. And then before you know it, he'll crack through that sky. And that's when the Lord gonna have mercy. But we got to get ourselves right. All that weakness, you know, just the thoughts of Satan, you don't have to fight them. You don't have to fight them, because if we don't, this man will be in control for another year. I shouldn't even call him a man, Marah. This animal, man, you give him what, 100 more years? Man, I don't think I can do 100 more years. I don't know about y'all. Yeah, man, I can probably do 10 more years in captivity. Listen, whenever Christ come back. But the point that I'm trying to make is the faster we work is when Christ is going to return.
Right.
Like, we gotta put our bricks in, man. Every single one of us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead, please, Mariah.
Last thing. I don't know if y'all see this on social media. So they got something now where they're studying pain. The oppressor is studying pain,
Right,
and the effects that pain has on the body and on the mental state, right? And they said, well, we're reading and we're learning what pain does and how pain motivates and what pain and how depression and how pain causes depression and how it motivates you and how pain does different things, because they said pain teaches and also something else teaches. I forget what it was.
Right.
But they said once we figure out how the pain works, we're going to figure out how to instill it. Like they said, they're going to figure out how to put pain in you. After they figure out what after they get it down pat, they're going to start trying to put pain inside of
we
you.
say Dave's talking about the oppressor.
Yes, the oppressor. So it's a real study. They're talking about manufacturing pain in people's minds.
That's
How evil is this? He's a maniac.
Yeah. Only an animal, Howard. You know what I'm saying? Like, Go ahead. You can read on, soldier, if you don't mind.
Isaiah 14:2.
Uh-huh.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
Mm-hmm.
And the house of Israel shall possess them
Mm-hmm.
in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
See that, man? That's the Most High saying they don't need no power. No power at all. Not an inch of it. What they need to be doing, washing your dishes, you know, cleaning up. Shit, man, you give them a little bit of power, you see what they do to the world. They destroyed it. Well, just like Hanukkah or Hachaanakah,
Right.
we're reading about Isaiah. You know, how we going to take it back. We're going to take it back. Go ahead. Is it any more on that? Go ahead.
And they shall take them captive,
Mm-hmm.
whose captives they were.
Now, if I could, Mariah, don't they say what goes around comes around?
Right.
Whatsoever a man shall reap, he shall what? Shall sow. That's the Bible. You know, it's happening. It's going to happen. Like the Lord always said, it is going to come to pass. But do you believe enough to put down the cigarette? Do you? Do you believe enough to say no to these holidays? Like how much do you believe? And if we believe enough, well, you know it, man, we'll be in our place, Israel, our land. You know, we'll be up out of here. Well, you know it. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Don't y'all want rulership, black men? I don't know about you, but I'm tired of being a slave. You know, you go to you look at all these rich, wealthy white folks, man. Like they got billions, millions of dollars. Why? Because they didn't stole everything from us. If without this knowledge of God, you could have all the money in the world anyway. But if you don't have the true knowledge of God, you won't know how to move. You'll be out here making mistakes. You'll be making bad decisions, man. You'll be doing things and then you're going to go ahead and regret the things that you have done. Like the Lord said, where is it? Proverbs, knowledge should be the stability of thy times. In this day of time, we need knowledge. And it's here. It's right here. God, you want to bring out anything? Are we done here? Wrap it up. Yes, we can do that.
Right now, Commander General YAHANNA wanted to recognize a few sisters that do great work in the school. All our sisters do great work, but these sisters particularly stood out and helped with sending a barrel to St. Lucia.
Right.
They provided the breakfast for the Sabbath morning. So we'd like to call Sister Tazalaya. Step forward.
Oh, sorry, Christ. Clap it up. Clap it up. All right.
I'd like to call Sister Rakaya Banyamya, my red. Sister Rakaya. Sister Ratazabah. And Sister Sawana. What was that box? Did you get the box? So
you can ask again.
Right. Commander General YAHANNA wanted to show his appreciation to these sisters. Why does this cap? These sisters, they took their personal time and their monies and they got supplies together to put for the barrel. Sister Sawana, without fail, every week she brings in food for the general show, chips, utilities, toiletries, and all that stuff. So as a token of Commander General YAHANNA appreciation, we want to present these flowers to these sisters.
Damn right. Clap it up. Clap it up.
These sisters are beautiful hands.
Most High Christ. When they brick up in there, oh, most High Christ.
The water aquatin. The side.
The water, y'all. The water.
So you see.
All right.
Right? From your shalom.
From your shalom. Pretty much done, or is there anything else you want to bring up?
No, that's the we could just go.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. All right. Let's send up the Lord's prayer. All right.
All right, Shema, call the salute.
Yes, you can have it. Stand up.
All right.
Face the east.
Face the east. All right. And Madim Wapanya Hakodam, face the east. We're going to set up some prayers. Binder. I don't know about
Akim and Aqua, I think we're going to set up the Lord's Prayer. All right. Give us a second.
Go ahead. You know it. Go ahead.
Oh, come. We're going to set up the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemaya.
Shabbat Shemaya.
Da.
Fordah.
Hayah.
Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Daba'ah. Matzaika. Ayah. Aisha. Baratazah. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Natalanawa. Lakum. Ka. Yawam. Wasalakinawa. Kawasnawa. Kasalaknawa. Kawakinawa. Wala'ah. WI now. Wanna sound one. Above. Shinawa. Mayan. Right. Kaya. Laka. Amalakwas. Lava Allah. Lava Among our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it.
We're going to do the prayer for the power. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Baruch
Kusha.
Tolanawa.
Natalanawa. Haka. Haka. Lapa. Ka Makala. Waka Madawa. Haka. Latahar. Hamatazarayim. Haka. Lahapia. Amathia. Haka. Arakawa. Tamala. The Garashuk. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Waramon. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua, please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it.
Pray to bless Israel. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Barak Lanawa. Wayabaya. Wahabaya. Saparim. Ba'ashem Yahushua. The water Amon. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the schools. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it.
Pray for the power structure. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wayahushua.
Wayahushua. Wamayaka Allah. Wa'alahaya.
Tazib Yah.
Mataz Yah.
Alawat
Alawat Yahana. Halawat Yah. Asarayan. Akasayanya. Akasayanya. Awafi. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. The water Amon. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua. And Michael. And the angel. Commanding General YAHANNA. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
All right, Sar, you mean to turn? All right, sisters, you can Yeshabia. You be seated. Men of Israel, going to give each other a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I Madam Shabbat, I Madam Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Thumb. Yajim Matar, Sar, turn, face the sisters, sisters, I Madam. All right, we're going to salute the sisters, men of Israel, I Madam Shabbat, I Madam Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Yajim Matar, clap with me. I'm gonna get some music.
Water. I think